Makka clan of Lilong Assembly constituency decides not to support independent candidate Mohammad Abdul Nasir in the upcoming by-election on 7th of November. And India reports less than 40,000 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Delhi stands above 79 lakh and recovery rate climbs over 90%. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Afternoon Bulletin. I'm Kanel Shambanduram. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your masks properly and maintain a safe distance. Now the top stories and latest news at this hour. Makka clan of Lilong Assembly constituency have alleged independent candidate Mohammad Abdul Nasir of conspiring against Mohammad Anwar Hussain from getting a BJP ticket for the upcoming by-election of the constituency on 7th of November. They claimed that Abdul Nasir, who had earlier spoke ill of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is now joining hands with the party. A major meeting of the Makka clan was held at Lilong Turil Ahanbi Kalai Khong Mathak today. Clan members resolved to support independent candidate Y. Antaj Khan for the upcoming by-election. They also declared that Alhaz Habibur Rahman has been expelled from the Makka clan. Speaking to media after the meeting, convener of the Makka clan Muhammad Gausali said they have decided to expel the Alhaz Habibur Rahman from the clan for supporting independent candidate Mohammad Abdul Nasir against the resolution of Makka clan members. Clan members Muhammad Alauddin called independent candidate Abdul Nasir a liar and a slanderer. He said even though Abdul Nasir is an independent candidate, the chief minister and other BJP leaders have canvassed for him.
Abdul Nasir ke matang dadi mahakna government asigata naraga aikhoi da ticket phangandana ba yamna achoba thodang lokhino maram oiraga aikhoi ge Anwar Hussain BJP ticket phangane na khalame banupa se phangkhidra banina Anwar Hussain ke mahutta Y Antaj Khan kawa mire base aikhoi makak sagai na sagochare
Nasiri oina di mahakna hana mamang da swai ki BJP di Muslim oina di magi entini haram ai kamda si sana thakna ba yadra ba haidare adugum posak ni ene lauthoki bani aduga manas BJP ke khusam naraga chatba gandana madugi ona taina ba mong ma dalaki ba aina saraga na afaboi ba mina saraga na phata boi ba mi bu kha kom de hegi indhaba gumba adugum ma tawbuna maram maraga koi makak sagai si 70% di independent me boi ba Y Antaj Khan dai koi sagot charani.
Public Health Center More hosts a national mental health program today. Taking part in the program, Technopal District Chief Medical Officer Dr. K.S. Gojain raised awareness on how to cope with stress associated with restrictions and the changes brought by the COVID-19 pandemic. He appeals to protect oneself from coronavirus by washing hands frequently, by wearing face masks properly and by following social distancing norms. PHC staff, ASA workers and locals took part in the event.
mayam ga manada ba wakhan se karo to lai bage hai ba makoi do akoi gi health department da salaga health department gi mateng lo view hidak si sa ga da bani hai bin sing se jiki akhang ai sing psychologist sing hai ba tare ko asi sing sina takpi raga layeng ga da ma go khalaina gi ana ba phagong bane ba.
Council of Higher Secondary Education Manipur has extended last date to apply for improvement exams of Higher Secondary Examinations 2021 till the 23rd of November. Well, now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. Keep watching Impact News.
Athubagi oina posting asi kaujari Supervisor, Electrician, JCB Driver, Tata Truck Mechanic, JCB Mechanic, Proclan Mechanic, Welder, Tire Fitter, Heva, Wheeler Driver, Proclan Driver. Akupamarol Gidamag, Bharatiya Infra Projects Limited, Infra, Langthaba Lab, Awang Laikai, near CRPF Camp, Mongsangai. Contact number 7629004089, Natraga 70055 24270.
Aiming Shambanduram Hatak Pangtokiba NEET 2020 exam da Agi first attempt da Manipur gi oina topper oiba namjakibani. Ngasi aina Manipur gi topper oiba ngamjabasi maruina commit ki ojasing amasung aigi parents sing da credit asi pijaningi. Larik takpi batana tana thorpiduna positive mindset purapda commit ki ojasing achoba tawdang lopiki. Ojana takpi kibasing makoina pibi kiba guidance exam da yamna chanaba oiki. If you want to crack this exam, I will recommend COMET.
Panthoibi Group presents Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited, regulated by RBI, has completed its 15 years of service, having 13 branches including Guwahati. Provides subsidized home loan under PMAY CLSS Housing for All by 2022 mission. Panthoibi Microfinance deals in microfinance. Panthoibi Nidhi Limited provides loans against fixed deposit and properties. Panthoibi Construction booking is going on for flats, villas, row house. For more details, kindly contact Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited and its subsidiary group of companies.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Afternoon Bulletin. India's COVID-19 cash load has 49,46,429 with 36,470 new cases reported in the 24 hours. The number of coronavirus cases reported in India in a span of 24 hours dropped below 40,000 after over 3 months, while the number of people who have recovered from the disease are above 72 lakhs, pushing the country's recovery rate to above 90%. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, death toll has reached 1,19,502 and active COVID-19 cases are above 6,25,000. Maharashtra is still on top with above 1,34,000 active cases of COVID-19. According to ICMR, during the last 24 hours, more than 9,58,000 tests have been conducted. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 4,38,17,000 people. Above 1,1,65,000 people have died and recoveries are above 3,22,00,000. United States of America is on top with more than 28,97,000 active cases of COVID-19, followed by India and Brazil. Among the northeast states, Assam's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 2,04,386, out of which 14,891 are active cases. Tripura's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 30,254, out of which 1,796 are active cases. Manipur's total tally has reached 17,424, out of which 4,223 are active cases. Arunachal Pradesh COVID-19 tally has reached 14,391 and active cases are 2,174. Nagaland's COVID-19 tally has reached 8,663, of which 1,838 are active cases. There are 1,514 active cases of COVID-19 in Meghalaya, 315 in Mizoram and 245 in Sikkim. In Bihar, elaborate polling arrangements have been made for the first phase of state assembly elections. In all 71 constituencies spread over 16 districts will go to polls in this phase tomorrow. This election is the first in the country amid COVID-19 pandemic situation. Keeping in mind the COVID-19 situation, Election Commission has issued guidelines to be followed during the polling. Every person has been instructed to wear masks during the election-related activities. Thermal screening of all persons will be carried out and sanitizers will be made available at all locations during polling. All the polling booths have been sanitized. Only 1,000 voters will exercise their franchise at each booth instead of 1,500. Polling parties along with electronic voting machines have been dispatched for their concerned polling stations. In Naxal affected areas, they have been instructed to reach the respective polling booths before sunset. Polling will be from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Armed Police Forces have been deployed at all booths. Additional security forces have been deployed in actual infected areas to ensure safe and free and fair polling. The third India-US 2+2 ministerial dialogue is underway at Hyderabad House in New Delhi. From the Indian side, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and External Affairs Minister Dr. H. Jaishankar are leading the delegation. United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Secretary of Defense Mark Esper are leading the U.S. delegation. Both the secretaries earlier paid tribute at National War Memorial. The visiting U.S. secretaries will also meet Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi this afternoon after the ministerial dialogue. The first 2+2 dialogue was held in New Delhi in September of 2018 and the second in Washington, D.C. in 2019. Agenda for the third dialogue will cover old bilateral, regional and global issues of mutual interest. Media reports that the third annual 2+2 ministerial dialogue will focus on advancing the Indo-US Comprehensive Global Strategies Partnership. It will also deliberate on the further strengthening cooperation to promote stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region and the world. The growth in the partnership reflects the pending strategic convergence on a host of issues including energy, aviation, science, space, infrastructure and health. Scientists have confirmed for the first time the presence of water on the sunlit surface of the moon, a discovery which indicates that water molecules may be distributed across the lunar surface and not limited to the cold, sedate place as previously thought. Using NASA's SOFIA, the researchers, including those from the University of Hawaii in the US, detected water molecules in the Clavius crater, one of the largest craters visible from the Earth, located in the moon's southern hemisphere, while earlier studies of the moon's surface, including those conducted during the Indian Space Research Organization's Chandrayaan-1 mission, detected some form of hydrogen. The NASA scientists said this were unable to distinguish between water and its close chemical relative hydroxyl. Data from the current studies published in the journal Nature Astronomy revealed that the Clavius crater region has water in the concentration of 100 to 412 parts per million, roughly equivalent to a 12-ounce bottle of water trapped in a cubic meter of soil spread across the lunar surface. Now the sports news. Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals and Royal Challengers Bangalore with 14 points each are on top table tally of the 13th Dreams 11 Indian Premier League hosted by United Arab Emirates under BCCI. In last night's Indian Premier League cricket match, King 11's Punjab beated Kolkata Knight Riders by 8 wickets in Sharjah. Punjab achieved the victory targets of 150 in 18.5 overs after losing 2 wickets. Mandeep Singh with 66 not out of 56 balls and Krish Gailey with 51 of the 29 balls guided Punjab to register a 5th consecutive victory in the IPL. Last night's win left them to 4th in the standing. Earlier put into bat, Kolkata made 149 runs for 9 wickets in their stipulated 20 overs. Subman Gill was the highest for KKR with 57 from 37 balls. For Kings 11 Punjab, Mohammad Sami was the most successful bowler, bagging 3 wickets. In today's fixture, Sunrisers Hyderabad will clash with Delhi Capitals in Dubai International Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Imphal East District Football Association will kick off the Super Division League 2021 in January. Press release from the AMFA said the District Association is all gearing to hold the first, second and third division and various other tournaments from time to time. Meanwhile, the Imphal East District Football Association has appealed to a representative each of the teams participating in the Super Division League and Executive Council's members to attend an upcoming meeting at the District Association office near Imphal Polo Ground on the 31st of October at 3 p.m. United Arab Emirates will host its third Women's T20 Challenge Cup under the aegis of the CCI from November 4 to 9 at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. 3 times Trailblazers, Velocity and Supernova will compete in the 3 round-robin matches of the league, and the 2 teams will enter the final. Women players from India, England, South Africa, Sri Lanka, West Indies, New Zealand and Thailand's Nathankan Chanthamd, who secured her country's first half-century in the Women's T20 World Cup, are in the teams. Supernova will meet Velocity in the opening match on 4th of November at 7:30 p.m. Trailblazers will face Velocity on 5th of November at 3:30 p.m. and on 7th of November, Supernova will clash with Trailblazers at 7:30 p.m. The 2 winning teams will meet in the final match on 9th of November at 7:30 p.m. Well, that's all we have in this bulletin, but before we wind up, let's take a glimpse at the headlines once again. Makakland of Lilong Assembly Constituency decides not to support independent candidate Muhammad Abdul Nashir in the upcoming by-election on 7th of November. And India reports less than 40,000 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Tally stands above the 79 lakh and recovery rate climbs over 90%. Well, thank you so much for being with us. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Until then, have a great afternoon and stay safe.